Hello and welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and every Thursday we get together here and we spend an hour roughly hanging out, drawing, and I don't know, making lame jokes. Here's JJ.
We're definitely making lame jokes.
Definitely.
That
is part of our mission.
That's the brand.
We need to spread lame humor wherever we go.
I'm really low.
I think you're also swivel so that your background isn't the desk.
This way?
No, not you, but the camera.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
I'm sure this is fascinating for everyone.
This is behind the scenes stuff that I'm sure you're all very interested in.
Yeah.
But
how about those picnics?
Those are all some very tasty picnics. I mean, I've noticed that there were ants swarming all over my computer as I was watching it. So, yes, my name is Charlie, is here for the first time live. Congratulations. I hope you have a good time.
I think from England.
From England. Very nice. Good. Well, let's see. Who else do we have that is new? A bunch of people, I think. We have Koi Art from Germany, who, I'm not sure if you're a first time here, but Michaela from San Francisco. So yes, it's nice to see you all. Anna also from California.
A lot of people are experiencing hot weather.
You know, it's a funny thing that when that happens in July.
Summer.
Yes, it is. There's gonna be a cold snap here.
Yeah, it's going dipping under 110.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be under 110.
We've barely left the house. I mean, there has been no picnicking. We've only picnicking digitally and remotely.
I think we need to have a picnic this weekend in the pool.
That sounds great.
Right? We could make a little floating something and have, I don't know, grapes and various other things.
Yeah. No sandwiches. Sandwiches, not so much.
No sandwiches in the pool. No crumbs in the pool. So Jen is in the Philippines where it's raining. Philippines, it's also summer, right? Yeah, Northern Hemisphere. Is it?
Tony's just popped in from Australia.
Ah, welcome. Excellent. Good.
Wow, we just got a real international infusion. Lisbon, Buenos Aires, Australia, Scotland, Germany. Queen Mo, first time. Awesome.
Anka from
England.
From
France.
South Germany. Drusdel from France. And Queen Mo, who's joining us live for the first time.
Awesome.
Very good. Yes, Charlie is from Cambridge. Very nice. So
the theme today, we kind of was a summertime sort of sitch because we were thinking about the zodiac.
Yes, we were thinking about the zodiac, and right now the birth sign is Cancer. We're not going to draw Cancer, don't worry, but we are thinking of drawing crabs.
Crabbies.
We've drawn lobsters before, and we drew sushi a few weeks ago. So we're sort of vaguely covering familiar ground, but I thought let's try looking at crabs and maybe doing it in a slightly different way. So
I think they're going to be fun to draw.
I think they are too. Are they
going to be hard?
Not really. It's a crab.
It's a crab.
It's a primitive animal. It's basically a circle with a bunch of legs and some eyeballs on stalks. So yes, but there are actually some very interesting variations that we're going to be exploring. And if anybody is a crab expert, JJ I know is a king crab expert because she's...
I lived in Oregon for a number of years where we have Dungeness crabs, and we certainly ate our fair share of blue crabs in Maryland.
That's right. We
ate so many crabs that one of the companions we were with developed a crab allergy, like on that excursion.
She's never had a crab since.
Poor thing.
Deb Riggins is going to be 64 on Monday. Awesome.
She's a Cancer.
She's a Cancer.
You're a little crabby.
Little crab. I'll be 64 soon.
I like Deb's profile photo is like planking. Go girl.
She's leaning into her situation. Is she planking? Yeah, or is she banging her head on a picnic table? Anyway, I'm sure. So yes, we're not going to be drawing crabs in an edible form. We're going to be drawing crabs in the wild.
Yes.
So
Crabs in the wild.
Susan is a Cancer.
Nice.
And Carolyn is joining us for the first time in a while, and she drew lobsters with us, really. Yes.
Yeah, those lobsters were probably a year ago, don't you think?
Possibly.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you like drawing things we've drawn before? Because you have no idea. We spend about 2 days a week fighting over what we're going to draw and draw with me.
That is so not true. That is not
Arguing
true.
about it. We've had,
because if it were up to Danny, he would draw men with mustaches and beards every single week.
I have a whole sketchbook that I'm on the last page of, all men with beards.
So that's how you kind of get it out of your system, so that we don't have to focus on that on Draw With Me.
That's possibly true.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So we can draw crabs with beards today. And
that would make me crabby. If you try to pull a stunt like that.
All right, we're going to draw clean-shaven crabs of various kinds. But yes, let us know what you think. Do you like drawing? Do you care if we draw something we've drawn before? Because we look at, and it's hard for us to gauge exactly how popular things are. But we look back and we see how many people watched a particular Draw With Me. I don't know how much of an indication that is of anything necessarily, but there are certainly...
This is not scientific process.
Yeah, then we think let's draw easy stuff, and then we think, well, that's okay, but then we try and draw...
last week we did a collection of things, so then it's sort of okay, let's focus on one thing. I mean, we just... We love to overthink. We love to overthink.
It's true.
Any situation that could be applied to overthinking, we will jump right on it.
We have a lot of time on our hands. So. Mineral Past says it would be interesting to see Danny with a long beard.
No, Mineral Past, it would not. It would not be interesting. You'd see him. I wouldn't be here.
That's true.
You'd have larger space, real estate on the screen.
I'm just going to grow
I'd be
out.
gone. I'd be Twiglet, and I would be Vamonos. We're going to go to Gina Z in Alaska where it's 53 degrees.
Right, so people seem to like drawing things that they've drawn before.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, so
good to know.
People saying that they like that, that's good. A variety is good, says Clay. Fine with repeats, too. And Heike, of course, says, beards are great.
Oh, Lordy. Trying to suck up to Danny.
A lot of people people like drawing beards because it's interesting. There's a lot of lines to draw. That's really all I like about it. So, Stormcloud says, this is my first time watching the live stream.
Welcome.
Yes, I've just recently finished watching all the current teaching us to draw videos. I've been drawing all summer. That's awesome. Good. Well, today we're going to draw crabs. Hi, kid. Yes. Okay. So, let's move on.
Let's get to the fun part, the meat and potatoes.
All right. So, I am going to draw probably with a Pentel brush pen. Because I did it last week. I have to say, I drew my picnic with that, and I was pretty pleased with it. I looked back, and I was like, that came out pretty well. But I also have a fine liner standing by that I might use too. And then I'm probably going to use some watercolors. And I'm debating maybe drawing all of them and then painting them.
Cool.
Instead of doing drawing, painting. So draw all of them. We'll put up all of the thing. And I'm wondering, maybe we'll paint them... I don't know. We'll see if we need the reference when we do the painting. We'll need the reference. I have a bunch of reference pictures. I have 6 crabs in the offing.
Okay. A variety, though. Not 6 of the same crab. 6 different crabs.
There's
right?
6 cousins.
Cousins.
Yes.
In the crustacean family.
6 crusties, going from a little tiny one to a huge one. Huge.
All right, let's see them.
But you don't have to necessarily draw them to scale, and you can draw them all the same size. You can draw them different sizes, whatever you want. Okay. Diana says she's a new subscriber, and this is her first time catching our live stream, so you have no idea what we've drawn before. Well, good. And by the way, if you do want to know what we've drawn before, what?
Detroit Liz.
There are about 250 or more past episodes of Draw With Me, so if you want to. Detroit says, 6 crabs, please see your doctor.
I love it when
No, we're not.
The,
Don't encourage.
The chat delivers a good dad joke.
Don't encourage this kind of behavior with these people.
We've collected our people.
Here we are. This is your favorite, JJ.
King Crab.
King Crab, the king of crabs.
Oh, look at that. Delicious.
So I might make him kind of biggish. But they are, they're different. They're different. And you might want to think about this guy. Again, fairly simple shapes, I think. But they are textured in an interesting way. I'm about to sneeze. So.
Look into the light. Bless you. See? That's a magical trick.
That's a professional who turns off his microphone when he sneezes, by the way. Just in case you were wondering. All right. YouTube sent me a notification that today is the anniversary of our channel.
No way!
Yeah. They didn't say what anniversary, but I think it's...
I would say 8 years.
No, 10. I think 10.
Really? Longer?
Yeah. In fact, when we started, it was in black and white.
It's on the radio.
Yep. Hello, and welcome to Draw With Me. Today, picture, if you will, a crab.
I remember when I first heard about YouTube, and I would say it was in 2005 or 6, and it was at the ad agency that we both worked at. And Eric Siegel, this young guy who worked there, came in, and he was just like, he was going like up and down. Like the area we sat in was one of those horrible open floor. Well, Danny had an office, but everyone else sat an open floor plan. He was going up and down all the cubicles, and he was like, come here, you got to see this, you got to see this. And he was like, anybody can broadcast anything. And we were all like, why would anybody want to do that? Like and it was not that long ago if you think about it. And at the time it was like, this is not going to catch on. This is not going to catch on. Nobody wants to do this. And now what a different world we live in, where everybody wants to be the main character, all of the time.
I sure do.
You're the main character a lot of the time. Anyway, that's the time machine, the Wayback Machine.
I don't remember the first time I saw YouTube. I do remember the first time I saw Instagram, but I don't remember the first time I saw YouTube. But I had a YouTube channel probably 2008 maybe.
Yeah, early days.
Before Sketchbook School. When you would never think to wonder how many people watch your video. It was just like not a thing.
Yeah.
What was cool is like you had a video on the internet that people could watch.
You were making like a lot of videos about silly things with Jack when he was a young kid.
Yeah, we made little animation things. We had Jack and I had a little chat show. It was kind of like Draw With Me, except it was just mainly talking. And we had sock puppets, and Dr. Sock was one of our characters. Jack was probably 8 or 9 at the time.
You're such a good dad.
I wish he had stayed that age, honestly.
Now he has a beard, so you can draw,
That's true.
I remember the first time he came home from college with a beard, and we were like, who is that? Who is that person sleeping in Jack's bed?
Oh my God, there's a homeless person, I said, in Jack's room.
We're gonna get angry. That people are gonna be angry about that. But it was not just the beard that made him appear homeless. It was like he'd come home from college, and I think
it was all the empty bottles that he had collected.
He hadn't taken a shower in a while. It was when a young man is a certain age, some aromas they carry with
We
them.
should probably point out that he was homeless at the time.
He was between dorms. I think this is when we were still living in New York City, and he came home. It was Thanksgiving, and he came home, and it made him very grumpy when we didn't make better arrangements for him, because he had to take the bus from Providence, and he had to go into Port Authority. And I think he was grumpy.
No, but speaking of homelessness, at the time he was at art school, and he did this really amazing series of artworks where he created an alternative persona where he was a homeless person who was an artist, and he would make art pieces and then he would install them. Like he installed one in like the lobby of an ATM, and it was as if he was a homeless artist who was sharing his work. It was pretty cool.
He was so clever. I mean, he still is, but yeah, he was always impressing us.
All right, but enough about boasting about our kids. What could be more boring? Well, so there he is. There's basically
the king of crab.
Basically the king of crabs. So then I'm just going to draw.
I've got to say, you made his little claws
feeble.
I mean, that's an insult to the king of crab.
Well, look at how little they are. You're just looking at it as a person who's going to eat him. And you're like, there's a lot of meat in that crab.
Sang Sub is here, and he said, I had steamed crab for lunch today.
There you go.
Winning. That's winning at life. Steamed crab for lunch, breakfast and dinner. So one time when I was very young, and I was lucky, I had
You're still pretty young.
I had a stay-at-home mom when I was a kid, and she had gone back to Michigan, I think for like a family member's funeral. And so my dad was taking care of me. And I was a very picky eater, and I was kind of on a food, like I was not playing fair with him. I was on a little bit of a food strike. And he said to me, is there anything that you'll agree to eat? And I said, I will eat crab. And so for the rest of the time that she was gone, that was the only thing he offered me. So it was crab for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or nothing. And I came to not want to eat crab for a number of years after that.
That was his evil plan, probably. All right, so I think I'm not going to get too fiddly with this because I'm going to come back and do some more stuff. But I disagree with JJ. I think that these claws are pretty much...
No.
They're pretty much in line with that.
Nope.
I think that's going to do it.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to move on. If you want to take a screenshot of this, now would be a good time. Take a screenshot. We will come back to this, but if you need some more time to continue drawing all the various legs and bits, please do. Have a go at it. And here we go. We're moving on. Here, Shane Hardy has just shown up. Shane, we're drawing crabs.
Hartle,
sorry. So here we go. Here is a very interesting animal. This is a horseshoe crab. Now, where am I going to place him? I think I'm going to have to work at the top of the page here. Maybe I'll put him up here. Because this is a very ancient animal, right? I mean, its lineage, very ancient. They're like prehistoric kinds of critters. Very cool. Don't you think? Anything to say about the horseshoe crab? I know you don't eat them, but you might have an opinion.
I think
anyway.
It's terrifying. I mean, honestly, it's the thing nightmares are made of.
But you see them on the beach a lot, right? This
Yeah.
is probably the
It's kind of
crab you see the most.
It's an East Coast deal, I feel like.
Yeah. Don't you think they've been around for billions of years, these things?
Yeah, they definitely look
It's like something out of Alien.
primordial.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, crabs have had so long to evolve, and they've had these different forms that they've come into. It's kind of fascinating. I'm reading a book that I love, that I read a long, long time ago, and now I'm rereading it. It's called Where Good Ideas Come From by Stephen Johnson. And he talks a lot about evolution. Like, talks a lot about Darwin in this. He's talking about how, like, the process of Darwin coming up with his ideas, and how do we develop ideas? How do ideas get built on the ideas of other people? And a lot of it is, he talks about ideas the way Darwin talked about evolution. That ideas kind of have a life that is like the development of biology and animals, building on previous things and gestation and mistakes and trial and error.
That's a deep thought.
Sorry. I don't have anybody to talk to about these things. My wife's not very intelligent. So I thought maybe somebody out there would respond to my point. Anyway,
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
so there.
So Elizabeth has asked, it's a horseshoe crab.
See.
Are you going to letter these later, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to give these.
Yeah,
names.
yeah,
We have to give
yeah.
these names. But yeah, it was actually harder to draw than I thought.
It's like a helmet. I think you didn't get.
It's like a Roman helmet with these sort of flying things. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you didn't give it enough width.
Width, you think, is the issue.
I think it's like it's.
I'll fix it when I watercolor. Maybe I'll stretch it out a bit. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's.
I mean, the shininess.
This whole thing is a shape.
Is a thing to tackle too, right? Like it's got.
Yeah,
that gives it the
that's
helmet-y.
definitely a watercolor thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Charlie is also saying that this is difficult.
Heather thought the first crab was trickier.
Well, I think what's difficult about this one is the proportions are really kind of important in a way that, the king crab, it's kind of like if you get it a little bit off, it's still clearly what it is. But
yeah,
I
I think not everyone knows what a horseshoe crab is. I mean,
well, it's sort of like an armadillo.
It is sort of like an armadillo. That would be a fun thing to draw on Draw With Me.
Yeah, I think did we ever? All right, so here I have this crab in here because I just like I like this other angle on him. Got a different angle.
See, now that's a beefy claw.
That's a good look. That's a good taste in crab.
That's a Maryland-looking kind of thing.
You're kind of scary because as soon as you look at something, you just think about how you could eat it. It's just like a classic predator. Yeah, look at how complicated it is. All these like little nostril holes and all kinds of stuff. Sort of a cool animal. So what kind of crab is this?
I think it's a Maryland
Is it?
crab.
It's not a blue crab. We have a blue crab coming up. I could see what kind of this is. In fact, it's
Is it a Dungeness crab?
Let me give it a second to find out. 'Cause I did note it somewhere. I don't really know.
I would call this classic.
I wrote down
crab.
that it's a crab.
Classic crab.
All right, well, that's not very helpful.
It's most
So
certainly
this is
a crab.
This is a crab.
Almost definitely a crab.
Yeah, this is a crab. Why do we refer to people as crabby? I mean, are crabs particularly crabby?
I mean, maybe it's the pinching.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean, they're not friendly. It's like they're not cuddly.
I had a pet hermit crab.
We're going to do a hermit crab later on.
Oh.
Yeah. We will. Look, it has this like little thin leg. Okay. Yeah, so was he, did he snuggle up to you?
He didn't. He perished soon after.
And did you eat him?
That's a really rude comment. That is not.
You did, didn't you?
He got a really proper burial, like in the cigar box and under the tree, and a ceremony. Honestly, it was. I can't remember how old I was exactly, but it was real. It was, and my sister gave him to me, I think, as some kind of birthday or gift. And this is a little sad, so just as a little trigger alert. But
Were you crying the whole time that you were snacking on him?
No, it was not long after my grandparents had died. They would all. I was late in life, bonus child for my parents. So it's like when the hermit crab died after like a few days of like being really intensely like trying to nurse him to health, and he was struggling when he was dead. It was the first time I perceived that, life is. I had existential crisis, and I did. I don't think I've ever cried like that before or since.
You could barely finish your entree. Is this around the same time that you asked your dad for crab?
And then we went to Red Lobster.
You did. I'm not surprised. All right, so there's my general crab. He's monocular.
Ooh, Whitney Wolf has a very good tidbit. She said, we use horseshoe crab's blue blood in the pharmaceutical industry. Birds rely on their eggs during migration. All right, horseshoe crab for the win.
Wait a minute. Birds rely on
their eggs during migration.
You mean they eat crab eggs while they're flying around?
The horseshoe crab specifically is her comment.
Oh, God. Well, that's, I guess, nice. Not for the horseshoe crab, though. You're a bird travel snack. Congratulations. What would Darwin say about that?
He would say the big fish eats the little fish.
Big bird eats the little crab. All right. So there is our generic crab.
I think it could be Dungeness. I don't know if they would have claws that big. I don't know.
We need, did I miss a leg? Did I miss a leg?
I mean, there are a lot of little legs back there.
Oh, I think I missed this part of the leg. Thank you. Yes, I did. I got that back leg. I got this little leg. I got that. Yeah, I think I got those ones. This is sort of hidden underneath there, but yeah. All right. So we have time for another one. This is a blue crab. You can tell because it's blue.
But aren't all crabs blue before they're cooked?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Gray? Well, I just showed you a red one.
It was cooked. Turned red when it cooked.
Huh? You think that was a cooked crab? Oh my God, really? Oh no. All right. I guess you wouldn't know.
An intelligent guy. Sometimes
You know.
you surprise me. This is an elegant looking crab.
It is, isn't it? I mean, that blue is beautiful.
Also, look at its elongated claw. Oh, they're not all blue.
Aha.
Okay.
Now, what about this back leg that has kind of like a little paddle on it? A little kind of proto claw.
I mean, I think all crabs have that. It's like a flipper.
So you probably look at this and think, not much meat on this guy. Right?
I mean, I could make a snack out of it. I'd need a bushel.
Nice.
When we went to that place in Baltimore, that was how they would come. You would order like a bucket and they would come and dump them onto your table. And then you pick through a number of them and make yourself like a little pile of lump crab meat. And then after like an hour of work, you devour the whole morsel in like 15 seconds.
I prefer a cheeseburger. It's a lot less work.
Oh yeah, I think those back flippers are called swimmerettes. Mitchell Jackson is contributing swimmerettes. I think it could be.
Isn't that a dance troupe? Aren't they going to be in the Olympics? In, what is it called? Synchronized swimming.
Can we believe breakdancing is now a
Yeah.
Olympic sport?
And so is skateboarding. Do you think I'll ever be in the Olympics?
No.
I mean, I could go in for skateboarding.
Oh, Twiglet just made the loudest audible stretch.
I'm feeling like this is sort of a rough pass that I'm doing with these lines, that the real joy of it's going to come out when I add color. Because what I'm thinking is, particularly since we have this controversy over color as to what colors these things are, and seeing as I inadvertently am providing reference of dead and cooked animals, which is not normally the way we do things around here, that I might be pretty experimental with my color.
I'm into that.
Yeah. So time to get nutty with the color.
So Alicia says, we have many little yellowy sand-colored crabs at the beach she goes to. So that's maybe something you could...
Yeah, yellowy, orange.
Yellowy.
Yeah, sure, why not? Okay, here's this one, which is a hermit crab. It was interesting looking at reference for hermit crabs. I saw one where somebody had made basically a glass shell. This hermit crab was living and walking around, and was
They'll like adopt anything, I think.
yeah, it's sort of disturbing. Sort of disturbing.
I think it's adorable. Jonelle says it's a mud crab.
This is a mud crab?
No, I don't know.
This is a hermit crab. I am fairly certain.
I'm gonna Google what's a mud crab. What is a mud crab? Oh, it's a muscular forearm guy is a mud crab.
Oh, the anonymous orange one, the generic guy.
It's a species, ecologically important species of crab found in the estuaries and mangroves of Africa, Australia, and Asia. In their most common forms, their shell colors vary from a deep mottled green to a very dark brown.
So not orange.
Well, he's cooked. He turns orange. Mud crabs live in burrows, under shells, or among the seagrasses and salt marshes, and all along the Texas coast. Most of these small crabs have sturdy black tip pinchers, which they use to chip away the shells of oysters, barnacles, and other crabs, which they eat. Ah!
Cannibal crab. So, I guess it's okay that we showed him in a form in which he would be eaten.
This is like Marcel the Shell, right?
Yeah. Marcel the Shell. That's a movie we should watch. They made that full-length feature of him.
Yeah, we never saw that. Okay, so what's the difference between a sea crab and a mud crab? The mud and rock crabs have black shells. Their shells are harder than sea crabs, and they are the bigger crustaceans, more meaty, and their meat is tastier and more flavorsome. Naturally, they have more market value.
So soft-shell crabs are not a kind of crab, right? They're just like a stage in crab life, like you're eating baby crabs.
Yeah, I think they've molted their shell.
Oh, that's so awful.
So tasty.
They make themselves defenseless,
So
and then we swim in and eat them. People suck. But I do like me a nice soft-shell crab. All right, so here's my identifiable, I think. Not a great drawing, but identifiable, which will do. Good enough for government work.
I went to Google soft-shell crab, and Google's autofilled soft-shell crab near me.
There you go, near me. All right, so I have one final one, I think.
Our cameras are, do you mean for our things to be sort of half, our faces to be?
Oh, I know what the problem is. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. So this, I just put it in because I just thought it was kind of creepy.
I mean, that is bonkers.
Right? So this is a giant spider crab. But I thought it might be just nice to have is like a little illustration with this man holding it. I thought could be cool.
Well, you otherwise couldn't undernd it.
It's the scale,
insane
right?
Proportions.
The scale comes from that guy.
Yeah, that is an alien.
So
Jeff wrote, alien. I wouldn't eat it. I wouldn't eat it. There you go. That's the litmus test.
Yeah, well, he's Japanese.
Not tasty. Do they eat them in Japan? Is it an edible thing?
Don't they eat more or less anything in Japan?
No, but they do have a lot of seafood.
All right, so Janelle has reverse Googled us. Oh, Janelle has
yeah, the mud. That was the contributor of the mud crab.
Okay. And Jean says Mr. Limpet was a fish. That's nice.
All right, Mark D. Maker says all crabs are a type of spider. Is that real?
Oh my God, really?
I gotta Google. Are all crabs
Suddenly I'm getting hungry.
Of spider?
All right, so how am I going to do this one? So I think I'm going to draw this guy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, despite their name, horseshoe crabs are more closely related to spiders and scorpions than crabs. Genetic analysis has shown that horseshoe crabs are arachnids, like spiders, scorpions, and ticks. They have 10 spindly legs and blue blood and were once thought to be related to crustaceans like crabs and lobsters.
There you go.
Whoops. Oopsie.
Are they related to horseshoes? Okay, so I'm just drawing.
All right, so Emma's gotten a good tidbit for us. The Japanese spider crab is a deep-sea creature rarely seen ashore, usually only seen before or after events like tsunami.
Okay. So I'm just drawing my man here first. I'm kind of drawing him slightly differently, so it makes it clear that like he's not really part of the show, but he's just there for reference. What's it called? Human scale, for scale. There he is. And now let's draw this monster.
This is a deep thought.
Yeah.
All insects are actually crustaceans, but not all crustaceans are insects. Let that sink in for a minute.
Is that a tautology, or what is that called? Those of you who majored in philosophy.
Spiders, scorpions, millipedes, centipedes, and horseshoe crabs are not crustaceans. It means that lobsters, shrimp, and crabs are more closely related to insects than arachnids. Very cool. I've learned today.
This is almost like it's like a child's drawing of a crab, this thing. I'm just drawing it, I'm thinking like, this is a ridiculous animal. But it must move really quickly. It has these big long legs, or it must be pretty agile.
I mean, I'm not sure if things in the deep ocean move quickly at all.
Not true.
I mean, it's probably blind, if I had to guess.
I mean, crabs have pretty small eyes anyway, but it looks like a kid's drawing of a spider.
Yeah, it's interesting. I didn't make that connection. I should have.
All right, so there it is. That's okay. So here's our page. Here's our page where it is so far. And I think I'm going to put the word crab in here. And then I'm going to letter in some names around it. And now I'm going to roll out the watercolor.
Lisbeth says it's the spider crab is like a bagpipe.
Oh, that's true. That guy's holding it, so. Yeah, so.
Yeah, you missed one leg on Spidey Crab.
I did?
Yeah.
One, two. You're right.
What size is your sketchbook? It's like a 9 by 12?
Something like that is.
Yeah. It's not huge.
It's 9 by 12.
Crabzilla.
All right, so I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to start, I guess I'll start with something that feels like it's the right sort of color. I'm going to start making this guy blue. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make it up.
Yeah? A rainbow of crab?
Yeah, rainbow crab. Is that a thing?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
Kind of sushi, isn't it? Rainbow sushi.
A rainbow roll?
Rainbow roll.
Connecting dots is back to sushi. That sushi episode was popular.
Yeah, it was fun to do. Although some people said that they were vegan and they just could not bring themselves. To me, it seems so far from an animal sushi, even though it is the raw animal meat.
But I think that is problematic. I think anytime you're eating a creature that's given its life for you, you should be aware of it and appreciate it.
And it shouldn't
just
look
make sure not to waste it.
Shouldn't look like a flower pot or something. That's true. So yeah, so I'm going to go around and just knock out some different kinds of colors, and then maybe we'll go in and do some color pencil.
Somebody's asking for a repeat on the photo.
Which photo?
I guess the one we're painting.
Oh, I'm just making it up. I'm not working from the photo, but here's that guy. I'll show you it. As you can see, my painting has nothing to do with the photo anymore.
I don't know. I think they were commenting on the one before, the one you made blue.
Oh, that one?
Which was red, and it's real.
No, this is the blue one.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, this is blue. But I didn't even look at it when I did it, so I think I just want to make them look fun on the page.
Jeff chimed in with a dad joke.
Oh, good. About time.
Why don't crabs share things? You can do it.
Why can't I don't? Why don't?
You can do
Because they're shellfish?
Yeah. Nailed it. Nailed it.
Been a dad for 30 years.
All right. Hopefully everyone who wanted that blue crab has taken a screenshot. Now you're kind of off camera, so let's put your drawing back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just working on that blue one. You're right. I was off camera. I think I'm going to work on this shell now.
Mud crab.
Now, this is the hermit crab that I'm working on now.
Oh, but you've got the image of the mud crab on screen.
All right.
I think my hermit crab was named Herbie.
Not Herman?
Herbie, weirdly. You made sort of a Christmas crab out of him.
Yeah, he's a complimentary crab. Herbie the complimentary crab. You look very nice today, Mr. Lobster.
Life is short, but then you die.
That's not a complimentary crab.
Right. Well, that was what my hermit crab said to me. You gotta get those beady little eyes.
You think I need to paint them?
Oh, they're so cute. Yeah, well, they are so much a feature of his face.
Yeah, you're right. All right, there he is. Let's move on to the king of crabs. Oh. The king crab.
Bring it on. A cooked king crab ready for the picking.
All right, we're gonna bring him back to life. We're gonna decook him.
Seriously now.
Well, what colors do you think he is? He's probably grayish blue, right?
I mean, I can apply Google. What color is live king crab?
I'm making him Payne's gray.
Alive red king crab are actually a dark burgundy in color. When they are cooked, they turn bright red with scarlet red highlights.
Burgundy. Okay, burgundy. Ron. You don't want to make them too realistic. If you
Lest I start gnawing at the page.
Yeah, I can't have her eating yet another one of my drawings. That entire drawing of sushi was consumed.
It's funny because after we did that, we were like, oh, we must go out for sushi, and then we never did. Hint, 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 hint. We went out for pizza last night, and boy, was it good.
Have we ever drawn pizza?
That's a great question. I'm not sure. I mean, is pizza really...
Do you think people really...
Do you think you could get a whole hour out of it?
If I ate really slowly. We could do a whole thing about making pizza. We could have guys in like red and white striped shirts throwing pizza dough in the air. We could...
I mean, I'll tell you, there's some really incredible pizza ovens.
We could do pizza ovens.
Yeah, pizza toppings. That could be... I mean, there are so many toppings to put on pizza. Basically everything.
I think we're going to start doing some non-food related things.
Say it isn't so.
Like
men with beards.
Men with beards. Men with beards eating pizza. How about that? How's that as a compromise?
I mean, you had the audacity to ask about doing like motorcycles. I'm like, we just did that.
Motorcycles are cool, man. All right, so I'm going to now do the giant crab.
Spidey crab?
Well, I'm thinking that I kind of want to leave the guy neutral, but I want to make this crab kind of stand out. But he doesn't really have much to color because his legs are thin and dark. But I like having this guy being sort of anonymous in the background. Okay. And then I'm going to do the mud crab, as he's now known. The crab of...
Beefy little forearm.
And I might make him orange. Just to be perverse.
That looks more red than orange to me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
When are you getting your eyes checked?
Maybe we should have crab this weekend.
Stop. Did we just have crab recently?
I think we had it
We did.
maybe on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
That wasn't that long ago.
But now I feel bad that I know all this stuff about crabs. I just don't feel like I want to eat them anymore.
Emma says we draw corvids. We did that once, right?
Corvids?
Crows, right? Didn't we do a black crow?
Yeah, maybe.
We did.
Corvid.
Lisa's suggesting tattoos. Susan said birds. I think we do birds.
We haven't done birds in a while.
Moths. Oh, Laura. That moth episode is one of our all-time favorites. We had so much fun with that.
We had a moth expert.
And there was a
on the
moth
show.
yeah, somebody in the chat doing their PhD.
I think it would be good to pick a subject where we have somebody in the audience who knows a lot about something.
Well, here's the problem. The handful of times we've taken a suggestion, we somehow get in trouble.
It's true.
So there's like a little bit of a jinx on that. And we made a declaration like never again.
Yeah, people end up complaining. I mean, we had
We had somebody
urged us and sent us their
so
work.
got so bonkers on us.
Yeah,
so mad.
They sent us their thing and they were like, "This is a really cool thing. You should do something like this." And then we were like, "Okay, we'll do it." And then we shared what they had done, and they went berserk.
You didn't have my permission to share. Ugh. It's like, well, then why did you send it to us and tell us to do it?
Yeah. So if
Lisa said, we live to complain. It's true. It's true. And that is, coming like full circle to YouTube. It's just like everything online. People are just so ready to be outraged.
I don't.
Beatles. We definitely did Beatles, and that was awesome.
The Beatles?
Not the Beatles.
The Beatles. All right, so now I'm moving on to the Horseshoe. Show you the picture of him just in case you need to know what it looks like to see a big brown,
big shiny helmet.
I think I'll make him. Maybe I'll go with his natural coloring. I think it would be cooler if he was a darker blue.
Twiglet's really snoring.
All right.
She's so cute.
This will be a way to add some volume to it that will make it look a bit more like the real thing.
Dimensional?
Well, I think one of the problems you pointed out was that it doesn't look three-dimensional, and it's a fairly simple shape. So and the highlights and things like that are sort of part of it. Bit of green just to make it a little less dull. All right, so what I'm thinking I'm going to do now is just because I'm not sure how much time we have left.
3 minutes.
Okay, well, we don't. We have more time. We have all the time in the world.
No.
We have all the time in the world. This is going to be a 24-hour live stream. If you'd like to stay on with me, make sure you get some snacks.
I'm going to need foodies.
I think we'll do this solo. I'll be on for the next 24 hours painting these crabs.
I am so hungry. Honestly.
You say this every week. Nobody cares.
Well, I don't say it every week. I say it only when
it's true.
Tantalized me with these delicious foodies.
These are living animals. They're not foodies. All right, so this is...
Not a crab.
Horseshoe crab. Horseshoe, not a crab. All right, sorry about that. Ink substitution. Oof. Okay. Horseshoe. All right. And this
I'm really
is
fascinated about that tidbit about their blue blood being used in pharmaceuticals. I think you got to put in parentheses underneath, not a crab.
horseshoe, not a crab.
Don't eat it.
Mud, and then this is the king. Okay. The king. And what did I say this giant one was? Oh, it's a giant spider. This guy, giant spider. Giant spider, and then this guy down here is an hermit.
I like how the hermit crab got disproportionate space on the page.
I know. I had thought about making him either
Like
really
he's the
small
king.
or really large.
Yeah, I think you gave him his due.
And then this is a blue. Is that what it's called? A blue, just blue crab, right? Yeah, blue. Who boringly is blue in my drawing. So now, here's the whole old page.
And happy birthday to all the cancers in the crowd.
Yeah.
Summer birthdays are tough, you know? It's like everybody's traveling and on vacation, and then where's your cake? Where's your ice cream? Well, here's a virtual hug and an acknowledgement of, some of the best people in the Zodiac. You're off the page, babe. I think it was interesting because yesterday, July the 10th, I have about 6 people who I really love, and it's their birthday.
That's so nice. Does that mean that you love at least 72 people, or is this month disproportionately?
No, but it was interesting that July the 10th was it's funny, and it's people that you really love clustered up on a day.
So when were those people conceived?
None of these people know each other.
Oh, really?
Well, Julie and Chris know each other.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the Cancer. It's not often that you would say that, but I am. I'm a fan of the Zodiac Cancer.
All right, so I put a little bit of a border here, just because it was feeling a little floaty. I think when this watercolor is dry, I'm probably going to go in with some colored pencil and just add some more texture and detail and stuff like that. But that's a pretty good start to this page of crabs.
All right. Well, you're 3 minutes over length.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that we ran late. Hope I haven't kept you from lunch and having crab cakes or something.
Ooh, a crab cake.
Oh, brother. Whew. All right. So here we are. Hey, it's still World Watercolor Month. Forgot to mention that. But it's World Watercolor Month all month. All of July is World Watercolor Month. And you can also still get your official Danny Gregory mug and bag and all these other things from World Watercolor Month website if for some reason you want that. Yes, what else? We would love to see your crabs. Not a thing I say often, but it's true.
Share your crabs.
We want to share your crabs. Pass them on. Share your crabs, but make sure you tag them #SBS Draw with me so everybody knows where you caught them. And make sure that you put them on Instagram, put them on Facebook, put them in the schoolyard, and tag them, hashtag SBS Sketchbook School, Draw With Me. I write an essay every Friday, and well, I send it out on Friday. I actually wrote it 2 days ago, and I think you're really, really going to like this one. So get it for free. Just sign up at dannysessays.com. I'm assuming all of you have subscriptions to it. If you don't bother coming back. It's free. I write them assuming that you, yes, I'm talking to you, will be interested in reading it. So do it. Subscribe to this channel. If you do, then you will be notified next Thursday when we do this again, right?
Yeah, we'll be here. Same time, same place.
We will. Is it? And maybe in 2 weeks, I might be doing this from New York.
No, L.A.
I mean, I'm LA, sorry. I might be doing it from New York. But sorry. Coffee is just kicking in.
All right.
All right.
And we're out and seen.
Have a great day, and see you all next time.